Hair of African ancestry. What makes it so different? And if you are of African ancestry, you more than likely have a hair texture of type 3 or 4. So today, I'm going to talk all about what makes hair of African ancestry so unique and why we have to care for it differently. Hi, my name is Stephanie Johnson, and I teach women of African ancestry how to achieve healthy hair. And today we're going to talk about what makes hair of African ancestry so different. So if this interests you, hit that like or subscribe button so you be sure not to miss any of the hair care tips or education that I have coming your way. So let's dive right in. I often get asked questions about hair texture and what makes hair of African ancestry so different from other ethnic groups. Well, when it comes to African ancestry, many hair textures can be produced, especially those of mixed heritage, such as descendants of slaves in the United States and around the world. Now, I want you to look at these pictures. Hair of African ancestry falls in the type 3 and 4 range when it comes to texture. Type 3 hair can range from loose, buoyant loops and tight, springy corkscrews, and then type 4 hair ranges from a defined curl pattern, almost like an S shape, to the tightest, most coily curl pattern, and it's all determined by the shape of the follicle. Here we have a microscopic picture of a normal, healthy scalp. Now, hair follicles are tiny pockets in our scalp of which our hair grows. They help to form and contour our hair as it grows out. As you can see, the hair is growing out from the scalp. This is a microscopic picture. Now, our hair thickness results from a combination of both the size of the follicles themselves and how many of them line our scalp. Now here I have a diagram of a follicle size, your regular follicle size. And I want you to know that the size of the follicles determine the individual strands that are thick or thin. And I think I said the size of it, but I mean the shape. This is just a diagram here. But I want you to know that large follicles produce thick hairs, and then the small follicles produce thin hairs. And it's really just that simple. Now, equally important to our hair thickness, the number of follicles on our scalp determines the actual number of hairs on our heads. So, lots of follicles is going to equal a lot of hair. And then if you have fewer follicles, that's going to mean less hair. And on average, the average head has about 100, most experts say 100,000 follicles. Me being a hairstylist, I have experienced people with, it seems like, a lot more than that. But on average, our heads are covered with 100,000 follicles. Now, follicles not only determine the thickness of our hair, but it also determines the texture. The shape of your follicles is the reason you have the hair texture that you do. Now, this diagram will help you to visualize and understand what I'm talking about a little bit better. Now, follicles that are round, they're going to produce straight hair. Oval shape produces wavy and curly hair. And flat follicles are going to produce spiral or coiled hair. Now, the very tightly coiled hair texture is due to a nearly ribbon flat-like structure. I mean, it's really, really flat. So when the hair comes out, it comes out like a ribbon. And see, this is the texture that is most common in people of African ancestry that I have right there on the end, the coil type. Now, hair of African descent or African ancestry is wire, and it is frequently coarse. So why is this? Now, hair of African ancestry produces plenty of protective oils called sebum. In fact, African hair actually produces more oils than Caucasian and Asian hair. But due to the tight curls, the oil fails to spread evenly along the hair fiber. As you can see in this diagram with the 4A, B, C, even the 3C, the curl is so much more tightly wound that oil cannot seem to fall down that strand evenly. And without lubrication, the fibers become very, very dry. This causes the brittle strands to flake and roughen, resulting in hair that is coarse to the touch. Now, the brittleness of African hair adds to the illusion that it cannot be grown long. The tight curls create stresses at each turn in the hair fiber. The hair strand becomes weak and fragile, making them prone to breakage, but it does not have to be this way. By arming yourself with practical knowledge on hair care, your hair can grow longer, stronger, and healthier. So if you're interested in learning all about how to get and keep your hair healthy, click on the link and check out my free training, Healthy Hair and Scalp, where I'll tell you all about what it takes to get your hair working at its optimal level. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.